Derek, big Newcastle fan, but you're down here in London, is that right, Derek?
That's right, Jim. I'm in North West London. Good morning, you boys. Great show.
Thank you, Derek. Good morning.
John Hall said, and John Hall was an absolute gentleman. I met John a few times, and a really top-class man to talk to and be with.
He's so impressive, isn't he?
Steve, I'm very disappointed. I think he's done his best. I think the players have done badly on Sunday. I was there, and I thought they were absolutely pathetic. I very rarely start my team off in any shape or form. Well, the 5 decades of plus I've supported that club, but Sunday was one of the worst performances I've seen. They let them down badly, and I think I'm glad it's gone. I'm glad he's gone. I'm relieved for him more than anything else, because he was getting slaughtered right at the centre. This wasn't on.
You're relieved for him, though, Derek. You're saying you're relieved for him. Derek, do you identify with what one of your great strikers, Alan Shearer, probably the greatest, obviously, Alan Shearer, has said in the last few seconds while you've been talking? I'm looking at this. Shearer says this, Derek: I know how tough it was for any manager at Newcastle for the last 14 years. I also know how badly Steve and his family wanted it to work. In difficult circumstances for everybody, he kept Newcastle up for 2 seasons. This is a new era, but thank you, Steve, for your effort and commitment. Do you echo that, Derek?
Yeah, I do. I know what happened when he got the job. I know, actually, when he was given the job, I was first hand that he cried. It was a job he wanted, the one he wanted more than anything else in the world. But I think that his hand was tied behind his back. He came via Rafa, or behind Rafa. They'd rather done a great job. I think he was always like, he was staying over the glass. I think it's failed for him. And I think, but last season, the performance against Southampton, down to 9 men, winning 3-2 at home, they showed good determination and fire. They didn't hell out on Sunday. What happened on Sunday? What happened to them players when they came out? They had great atmosphere, the best start, and it was absolute shambles.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, Derek, listen, thank you for the call. We're going to try and get a couple more in. There are so many. Clayton, another Newcastle fan. Clayton, good morning.
All right, lads, great show. Great show as always.
Thank you, Clayton.
Basically, I'd just like to mirror what the last caller said, and certainly what Big Al says, because Steve Bruce, I've always been a critic of him, but as a Geordie, which he is, we bleed black and white, he's always tried his best. You know, he's like a lamb to the slaughter, Jim. I felt sorry for him stood there on Sunday. Like as I was saying earlier on, he probably shouldn't even been there on Sunday. I know the one might have showed a bit of compassion, giving him his 1000th game. But they hung him out to dry. Mike Ashley hung him out, and he got hung out on Sunday. Basically, what we need to do going forward is get someone in. The long term, short term is no good, Jim. No good at all. Even if we need to go all the way back to the start and rebuild, then let it be.
Clayton, you need a short-term fix, mate. You need, like Sir John Hall said, you need to manage this current problem. What you're going to become is irrelevant to what you are now. You're going to become a powerhouse. It took Man City 4 years to win the Premier League, and it took immeasurable amount of money. You've got to build in stages. Your first situation is you must not get relegated, because getting relegated takes the project back 2 years. There's no need for it. So you've got to bring somebody in that can fix the current problem. And that doesn't look like somebody that's for the long term. That looks like somebody for now to get you out of the relegation problem, and then you build from there.
What I mean by long-term, Simon, is a long-term managerial appointment, mate. I don't mean someone to come in and get sacked in the summer. Maybe have a word with the coaching team, build from there. I don't believe that, like the people are saying, you can't just take a show pony to the racecourse and it becomes a racehorse.
True.
I believe what
that's very true.
We do need players. We need quality, not people who are turning their backs on the ball, stuff like that, which is like honestly Sunday morning stuff. Some of our defending, to be honest.
Okay.
And then when you've got the likes of Wilson and Alan in front of them, they must be looking and thinking, what is going on back there?
Clayton, we like you, mate. Thank you for the call and thanks for your time. We're going to get one more. Can we squeeze one more? We can, just before we hit the break. Lance, big Newcastle fan. Lance, good morning.
Good morning there.
Good
morning, Lance.
Where is your head with all of this then, Lance?
Well, I've like the fella before, I feel sorry for Steve Bruce, like, because he did the biz for a good couple of seasons and he put a good shift in. But I do agree that it's just a short-term manager that we need. And nobody in their right mind is going to take this job at the minute because it's a short-term appointment. And all the other managers that everyone's looking at, they're all waiting for other jobs. So there's really...
Well, Lance, we take your point. Trevor, you've been saying the players are so bad. If they're that bad, who's going to turn it around? Who can turn it around?
It's not only that. I think the manager that you bring in has got to be able to recruit players to want to come to Newcastle, because the state they're in at the moment, down the bottom of the table, what top player is going to want to join? And if it, apart from
anybody until the end of
apart
January.
from money, so then you start thinking about the personality you're bringing in.
Trevor. You bring in a short-term manager. You give him an option to extend at the end of the season. You give him a points target. If that points target gets hit and they stay up, you get the option to trigger. And if you don't take that option up, you pay him another £2 million for keeping up. You'll get Allardyce. You'll get these guys in that can keep you up. Whether it draws in people's breath at Newcastle, not Allardyce, not this person. You need, by any means, to stay in this division, spend a few quid in January, show up a defence, because your attacking options are pretty good.
Yep.
Show up a defence, get past this hurdle, build for the future, and pay someone to do that.
Danny said to you and I, Roy Hodgson.
He did.
I mean,
he did. And he was, and it was a decent shout. Whether Roy at 74 still has the vitality, I don't know, because it's a battle now. It's a real battle.
I tell you, one individual that Newcastle fans, to a man, to a woman, give the thumbs up to is Sir John Hall. What a reaction. This is Craig as we get to this break. I tell you what, Sir John Hall's interview in talkSPORT there was absolute class. He is a legend. No messing around. I think that is a key phrase this morning for Newcastle. Now, there can be no more messing around.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.